Hi guys, my name is Thais and currently on the channel we're doing planty things, specifically working on this paladarium again. And as you see, we're on to the part where I'm basically putting the bigger plants into the little holes. And I think I've mentioned before, but I probably won't be able to finish this before my trip next week. But I just wanted to bring you guys along on the journey with me. This wasn't the most easy thing in the world, but it wasn't difficult. It took a little bit getting the hang of it. and being able to properly wrap the roots and the moss and being able to choose the perfect holes. But first I went in with my Alocasias, this little bambino. I wanted to remove as much dirt as possible and then try to figure out which hole it would be happiest in. Then I started noticing that this plant had a little bit of root rot. Previously it was in my room and it was receiving a lot of good light but also really good airflow, and since I've put it in the paladarium to acclimate it, it's been sitting on the bottom, so every time I water the moss it drips on top and onto the soil. So I did notice that a little bit of the roots were rotted, so I cut off the rotted roots. I pulled all the ones that needed to be pulled off, and that way I could clean off the roots with hydrogen peroxide. I just wanted to test out first where I thought it would look best, but then I quickly realized that the best way would be to open up all the roots for all the plants and be bare root, so that I could find the perfect spot for all the plants at the same time. I felt like it would be easiest if I was able to move them around. This is the silver dragon. I'm just collecting the little corms. This is the first time that I'm collecting the corms since I've gotten it, so there's quite a few. I'm going to make new plants with these corms, and I don't know, I haven't decided if I wanted to take them to make a bigger pot or if I was going to sell these corms or trade them. But I'm keeping all the soil. Normally I would say throw out any soil that has root rot, but because I caught it so soon and it was only a couple pieces, I didn't feel the soil was very damaged. This one is the black velvet Alocasia. Same thing with this one, just grabbing the little corms, just loosening the soil. And I am adding more adamants to the soil. Like for example, the mix is going to be a lot more chunkier than this mix, and it's going to have more additives than the soil that is already there. So I'm just looking through to see if there's any more corms, and just saving those, tugging on the roots to see if this plant also has root rot, and it doesn't seem like it does. I'm just gently tugging. I have the video on full speed. Oh, that one I just pulled off, I tugged too hard. So this plant was fine, it didn't have root rot, so I shouldn't have been tugging the way that I was, but you know, you live and you learn. We'll see what the plant does to me. It does to itself, actually, does to its leaves after I've ripped off some of the roots. I made a little mixture. This first pot has water to rinse off the soil. Then that one is hydrogen peroxide. So I've taken off all the soil, then dipped it into hydrogen peroxide, and this is the new mix. So we got orchid bark, worm castings, sphagnum moss, and a little bit of soil with perlite. And I didn't want to put a lot of soil. I wanted to keep it mostly this chunky mix. And so this is where I decided I wanted to put the silver dragon. It looked best there. I had it before in the left-hand corner, but the leaves weren't just weren't looking right. Here they're a little cramped too, but it just looks way better here. I'm just filling the little hole that I have here with our mix, and then placing sphagnum moss on top and on the walls as well. So I've placed the bambino in the left-hand corner, the silver dragon on the right-hand corner, and then we got the black velvet on the bottom left. These are the best spots that I could find. I didn't plan this paladarium very well, so I'm working with what I got now. I am noticing that there is a bit of a shadow at the bottom, so I'm gonna have to work on fixing that. But other than that, it looks really good so far. I wish I had planned it better like I said, but I kind of was just going with the flow and trying the best that I could. This is my first paladarium, so I'm pretty proud of it, regardless of if it's perfect or not. And I hope you guys like it so far too. But there are a lot more plants to put in, so let's keep going. So now we have my Queen Ethereum. This is my most prized possession, one of my most. I've been wanting this plant for so long, and I was able to find a really good deal on a Facebook group that I'm in, and here she is with a new leaf. It won't be the same size, it'll be a little bit smaller than its newest leaf, but that's okay because in this paladarium, I know it'll be so much happier than in the conditions that were given to her before, and I know that the new leaves will come out so much bigger, so I'm not really worried. I decided to place her here on the right hand corner. Ideally, I would have placed her on top, but because of the way I constructed the paladarium, her lobes would be touching the ceiling, and I wanted to see the whole plant. So I decided to put it underneath the silver dragon. I'm just giving you guys an overview so far. I wanted to do a tour eventually of this paladarium when it's all done. So in the next video, I'm going to be adding more plants in the holes, as well as adding plants on the bottom part to complete everything. And this will be a project that I can always be adding to. Thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye!